Good morning, Oracles! Who took advantage of some of those fire sale specials yesterday morning? I know I grabbed myself 3 buys under $700, one of which happened to be right at $680, which was the bottom for the day. Let's see how today trades. As of the time of this recording, we are at $756 pre-market, which means that we are looking at a pretty significant gap up to start the day if this holds. So if we do not fill this gap over the course of the day, it's just going to be something to pay attention to as we go forward, because we have been filling these gaps coming down. So if we create it here, there's a good chance we will come back down and fill it. Looking at how the day played out yesterday, I felt good about it. I felt like 680 was actually the bottom, and we bounced off of that and closed over 700, which is what I was looking for. Currently, the RSI is just under 30, which is oversold, which is usually a good indication that we are going to be coming back up. So we did have some very good volume yesterday at 46 million shares trading hands. So this could be a sign that we are going back up. I'm going to pay attention today to see if we continue to climb, and if we finish green or even flat today, I think that's going to be a good sign that we are going to be climbing. And another bullish sign that I had noticed is many of you in the comments who are more bearish, or maybe I would say more less optimistic bulls, thinking that the price was going to be coming down to certain levels. And many of you, like Slim, Tech Freaks, you guys are out there saying, you know what, these are now more realistic levels. And so this to me is a very good sentiment sign, because you're saying, okay, these to you guys as less optimistic bulls, we're saying this is where we should be at. Now we are at those levels and you guys are buyers again. So thinking about how many more out there are like that, thinking, okay, these are the realistic levels to buy in at, that would probably explain that hard bounce that we got off of 680, which is a very good sign. And now we talk about gaps and the potential of falling down even further, and Jerry Birck had done some research, and back on November 15th of 2020, we have a gap down to 489. And now that gap is a year and a half old. I don't honestly know, when it comes to the technicals of filling gaps, how far back in history it will go to fill that gap. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. I've been trying to find it and I can't find information on that anywhere. But there is technically a gap that goes back to that time frame. So thank you, Jerry, for pointing that out. So this is why I'm paying attention to that 700 level, and if we close below that level, there's a chance we could come down to 600, and if we break that, we've seen 525 when Elon was selling his shares back in November and December, so do we fall below that to fill that 489 gap? I don't know. Again, I don't want to be pessimistic, I'm just giving you guys all of the different data pieces that I see that are out there, and that happens to be one of them. But again, seeing as how we bounced yesterday, I think we may be on a slight upward trend right now. If we are, I would not hold my breath. I don't think it's going to be a long, massive run by any stretch of the imagination, but we might see a little bit more green and find a little bit more of a solid foundation around some levels that are higher than 700. So we'll pay attention to that, see where we trade from here. And when we look in the future, we're going to be looking back at these times as great buying opportunities, in my opinion. And when you look at a long-term chart, you're going to see that this is a little blip on the radar. Yes, you may see a little V in there, but if you go back to the recession in 2008 and 2009, or you even go back to the dot-com bubble crash, they really don't look like anything massive, looking at it long-term. But in the moment, both of those times felt horrible, just like it does right now. But if you look back to those times, you would have seen and said, those were great buying opportunities. That is what we are presented with right now, a great buying opportunity. Can we go lower? Certainly. But looking long term, 5 to 10 years out, I think the prices we are at right now are absolutely outstanding. So even if we come down a little bit further, that's why I dollar cost average. And one thing I did think about today was timing of the Robotaxi and a compact car. So some of the questions we have about a compact car are, well, when it comes out, it's going to be lower margins. Tesla's wanting to continue to build margins up. So how are they going to be able to offset those compact car lower margins? Well, with the Robotaxi. when you have a robotaxi that is out there bringing in margins that are probably going to be 60, 70, 80%, that's going to offset all of the lower margins that you have for a compact car. So this is just another piece that I think is going to play into the timing of the compact car coming to us in 2024 when the robotaxi does. Plus, at that point, the legacy automotive makers will have ICE vehicles back up and running a little bit. So if Tesla can have out there a lower priced EV that can reach more of the masses, they will be able to take a lot of that ICE business and change EV adoption even faster. So these are just some little pieces that I put in my head today thinking that's great timing. Again, we obviously have no confirmed information about a compact car. Elon only stated that it's probable that it could be coming. So again, don't know, but I have a feeling this is something that they have in their back pocket, that they are just waiting to get through part of 2023 before they unveil it. Because again, once they unveil the compact car, a lot of people may just hold off on their orders and wait for that to come. So instead of, having even higher demand for a lower priced vehicle, they're going to get through all the Model 3s and Model Ys that they can now before they unveil the compact car to again increase demand. And with the expansions that we are hearing about in Shanghai, Berlin, and Austin, perhaps all three of those expansions are going to be for the robotaxi and a compact car. Those are just my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on the robotaxi and compact car in the future. And let me know in the comments what you think we are going to do for the stock price over the next week. Do you think that 680 was the bottom and we are going to start climbing out of this? And do you think we're going to close below 700 and start making lower lows and bring the stock price down more? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.